Hello friends and welcome back to the Dork Side. I'm the Dork in the road and look at what just arrived. I'm gonna unbox and review this Meebike E-Bike. This will be fun. I'm the Dork in the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, so please consider subscribing. This is the Meebike off-road e-bike. I'm pretty excited to get it out of the box. I've been reached out to probably 10 times from companies that make electric bikes and they've asked, do you want to do a review of our bike? I always say yes, because I really want to see how one of these does, like on off-road trails. It's a good thing to maybe ride around at like rallies and stuff. Perfect for here on the property, for riding out to get the mail, tooling up the trails I'm gonna build here, even camping off of. And I always say yes, and inevitably they just ghost me. They stop messaging me. So Meebike is the first company to follow through and actually send me a bike. So shout out and kudos to Meebike. I'm gonna link this thing in the description for you. But I'm gonna get it out, put it together. I'm gonna ride it, I'm gonna review it, and you're gonna see all that right here in this video. So let's get it out of the box. So it's out of the box, and I've started assembling it. Obviously I got the handlebars and the headlight on, but first impression, the thing I noticed right away, the thing that impressed me the most about it is the build quality. It's just like, look at these welds. Look at the welds on this thing. They're not screwing around. Like, this is an off-road bike. It's all metal, adjustable forks. I have 3 motorcycles that don't have adjustable forks, but this thing has adjustable forks. And look at the assembly tools you get. A chrome wrench. You got a bike multi-tool that you can keep on the bike. Obviously, that's the nicest assembly tool I've ever seen. And another wrench. Like, I'm gonna throw that on the floor. Everything you need to put it together, and it's not just some garbage throwaway Allen key, so I'm impressed with that. Anyway, I'm gonna put the wheel on now. We're saddled up, it's assembled, we're on the bike. Let's take it for our first ride. I'm not at yet because this is a bicycle. Whoa, it's getting away from me. Look at us cruising. So the display is super cool, and honestly, the seat height's pretty high. I had to crank up the suspension a little, obviously, because I'm, you know, rotund, but that'll happen. Let's see how fast we can go downhill. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Pretty fast, pretty fast. All things considered, it's not so fast going uphill with me on it. I mean, let's be honest, these things aren't really made for people my size, but it'll be fun to see what it can do. Let's go uphill. It has pedal assist, so it's like a moped. So if I pedal, you can go a little bit faster. It's definitely a good around town bike, but we have some serious hills over here. But it does encourage you to exercise with the pedal assist. You know, that's something. Let me get you a look at this thing, because it's actually kind of cool. This thing is actually reasonably tall. I just got off on this hill and it was a bit of a struggle, but check out, first impression, seriously. Actual Kenda off-road tires, big fatty tires. It's got a huge battery. It's a Samsung battery, I'm pretty sure. Really cool display. I actually like the styling of this one a lot. It's full suspension, so you got forks, which I just adjusted the compression and the preload, obviously. It's got tail light, it's got a really bright headlight. It's a cool little bike. I'm gonna putz around on this for a while, and I will give you guys my thoughts on it later on in this video. It's gonna be fun to mess with this thing. So before I jump into the ride review, I just want to give you guys some stats, kind of an overview of the bike, so you have the kind of technical specifications. And the biggest thing about this bike is that it has a torque sensor instead of a speed sensor. Torque sensors are supposed to be a lot more sensitive and give you a lot more real-time feedback, instantly kick in and enable you to go faster and get the power from the electric motor when you want it. So it adjusts to your pedaling real-time and adjusts your power output constantly as you're riding. Gives you a very comfortable and smooth riding experience. Torque sensors also have a lot less impact on the motor, so it lasts longer, and the battery lasts longer because it's just a lot more sensitive and kind of understands what you're trying to do when you're trying to do it. So that's a big feature. It also makes it a lot easier to ride uphill because it'll kick in as you're pedaling. This bike has a 960 watt-hour battery, it takes 4 to 6 hours to charge, and has up to 80 miles of range. That's with pedal assist. The motor has 750 watts of power, and it has a max torque of 850 Newton meters. It's got a 7-speed shifter, TFT screen. On throttle alone, it can go 40 to 50 miles. On pedal assist at 60 to 80, as I said. Top speed of 20 miles an hour as it comes out of the box. The bike weighs 72 pounds with the battery and has a total payload of 275 pounds. 2-year warranty, can be recharged in 6 to 9 hours. The bike has disc brakes, an aluminum frame, comfort saddle, and it comes with 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. They're Kenda tires with reflective sides, and they are anti-puncture. So I've had a lot of fun playing with this thing, testing it out at home. I'm out here at the Island Loop Trails, out here at the Cheetah Lake Trail, which is part of the Build Lebanon Trails system that the organization my dad works with, Build Lebanon Trails, actually helped create. And so there's a trail that runs from one end of town to the other. And so I thought that would make a great test of this Meebike Gallop E-Bike. and really get out and use it for what it's intended to be used for. So I've enjoyed riding it around the property, but this will be the first kind of long range test. And as I ride, I just want to kind of give you my thoughts and kind of an overall review on the bike. So it's a beautiful place we're at. I'm going to throw the old chest rig on and we're going to go for a ride. This bike is actually pretty cool, and it's probably worth mentioning that I'm not an e-bike expert. I'm not an electric bike expert. I have very little experience with electric vehicles, honestly. But I was interested in this because of the way that it can expand the types of riding that I do. Because an e-bike can go a lot of places that a motorcycle can't go. And so the idea of maybe scouting some places where I'm not supposed to be, or even a trail like this that you can't ride a motorcycle on, but e-bikes are totally welcome, and be able to get out and see, look at this beautiful surroundings, this scenery, and experience this really cool trail system is something that really appeals to me as someone who likes to explore and enjoy my time on two wheels. And yeah, I'm out here wearing my motocross helmet because I don't have a bicycle helmet that fits me. So it is what it is. Deal with it. The other thing I really like about this is the styling. So it doesn't really look like a bicycle. It looks like the TW200 of bicycles, of electric bicycles. It's got the big fat tires, which I actually like because they add as extra shock absorption and make it really good off-road. I've taken this up into the logging roads behind my house, you know, places where the gate is technically closed, but I was able to get around, and they generally don't mind if you're hiking or biking up there. I've had it on some pretty interesting terrain, and it's been great. So this bike is full suspension. It has a front and rear suspension, and honestly, shockingly, that suspension is useful, which I was not expecting. But it does actually make a difference. I am overweight for this bike. I'm actually over the carrying capacity of this bike right now, and I'm still feeling a pretty comfy, cushy ride. I've cranked, it's got adjustable rebound and compression, so I've adjusted those, tightened them down as far as I can. I don't know where this trail is, to be perfectly honest. I might just be on the road at this point. Yeah, I probably should look that up before I just ride around town for no reason. But that also brings me to another point, which is if you live in town like this is a great just sort of commuting vehicle to get you to places, to get you all over town. It has like a ridiculously long range, and if I still lived in the city like I did before we moved, I would ride this thing everywhere because there's nowhere it can't go down on the flat like this. Unfortunately, I live up at the top of a 1,000-foot hill now, so getting back up it is a little bit harder. I actually have to pedal, and you know, as much as I don't mind a little sneaky exercise, which is another advantage of this thing, is it sort of forces me to exercise a little. This is dead end, so that's not it. Where is it? Yeah, I don't think that's the trail. What's around the corner? Let's just look. Let's go see. Maybe we found it again. I don't know. Here we're on some actual off-road, right? And the shocks honestly do something. The forks are working for me right now. And the rear shock is it's working hard because, again, I'm too heavy for this bike. But this is not a manicured path, you know what I'm saying? And it's doing fine. And I'm just on the motor power right now. I'm not even pedaling. So it does surprisingly well. And like I said, those big fat tires give you a good confident traction patch, and also they absorb a lot of shock. So that's just a gravel road. I don't know where the hell we are. I literally don't know. Well, now we're just urbexing. That's equally good footage of urbexing. Can I jump it over the speed bump? No. That might be the trail. Yep, because there's a bench. Okay, we're back on the trail. Cool, I found it. I don't know how I got here. I took a non-approved path, but yep, this is it. This is the trail. Look at that. All of this is only open to bikes and pedestrians. It's a whole new world that opens up to explore with an e-bike like this, which is again why I wanted to try it. I know this is not my usual content, but I could see a lot of usefulness for this. I could you know, take it to rallies like Touratech and Giant Loop and have an easy way to get around camp. Or if you're camping somewhere that's a few miles from town and it's relatively flat, you can ride this bike into town and get your beer or whatever you want for dinner. There's just a lot of possibilities here. Super useful, and admittedly the thing is not cheap, but what you're essentially buying is a quiet motorcycle that you can ride anywhere you want. That's pretty cool. So these things are $2,400, but you can actually save $400 right now until Halloween by using my promo code. I think it's Dork in the road, but I will put that in the description and on the screen for you right now. Let's go down there. Let's try this. We're on a bicycle, technically. So here is a dirt trail that we're going to take on this bike. Really get some testing footage in for you. I'm hoping the camera's working well right now. Are there any hiking trails in your area that you've always wanted to explore but you can't take your motorcycle on? Guess what? This is a bicycle. E-bikes are a very interesting gray area that I'm taking advantage of right now. Again, the fat tires just eating this up. They're great on a light trail like this. They do really well. The suspension's doing a great job. The voice isn't really vibrating. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. So sort of bottom line on this thing, I think I've covered it. I'm not an expert. on e-bikes. This is not an e-bike expert review. This is an off-road motorcyclist review of an e-bike, and that, you know, is it practical or useful in any way to someone that enjoys the things that I enjoy, and I absolutely think it is. And it's worth considering, and this is a good one. Build quality is high, battery life is insane, it goes reasonably fast, it has a full suspension, a comfortable seat. It's actually easy to attach luggage you might already have. So I've got my giant loop zigzag bag here, and I've got the Klamath bag on the back, the tail bag, because it comes with a rack. So a lot of advantages. The disadvantages I see are it doesn't go uphill very well with me on it, but my kid didn't have any problems. She weighs quite a bit less than I do. Look at this technical stuff. It's just eating it up, it's no problem. That was fun. I would literally come ride this on that, like on purpose, all the time. So a lot to consider. Again, this is a little bit outside the box for a lot of you. It was for me too, but it just seemed like a cool opportunity and I had to jump on it. And as you can see, this thing's pretty fun and practical. And I just threw it in the back of my truck and drove it down here. It's not light, but it's not so heavy that you can't do that. So if you have any questions about this thing, comments about it. I know some of you get really defensive about electric vehicles, and this is not an electric motorcycle, it's a bicycle with an electric motor. It's a very important distinction. It's not designed to replace your motorcycle, it's designed for lazy people like me to be able to ride a bike. That's not exactly true, but that's what I like it for. Look at Corgi. Hi, buddy. So yeah, questions, comments, thoughts, leave them in the comments. I will link to the Meebike site where you can pick up the Gallop for yourself. Don't forget you can save $400 if you order before Halloween. It's $200 if it's after Halloween. Consider using that promo code, which I'll put on the screen for you. But I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my ride, maybe get some pictures. So, you know, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. And please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Oh, thank you.
Excellent!
I got that on video, I think. Did you see me fall?
No.
I just rolled over backwards.
Down the hill?
Yeah, I'm fine. I probably landed some dog. I did a backflip. I think I got it on camera. I'm cool.